Hey, what's up, Alpha Gang? It's Mike from AlphaGenPerformance. It feels like it's been a long time since I've done a video last, but just to give you another update on Veronica, and for those of you that are first time tuning into the channel, it's my 2014 Hyundai Genesis Coupe. It's a 2-liter turbo. Today we're actually doing a oil catch can install. I bought one off of SickSpeed a little while ago, and it's actually been sitting around for a while, and I haven't actually had a chance to install it. Well, I should, but I've just been procrastinating a ton. I'll give you a little preview of kind of what it looks like and some of the stuff that I ended up getting. So in case you're doing it, I know there's a lot of other videos out there, but I just thought I'd take you along on my build process as well, and just what I've been doing to the car. Kind of as I've been showing you with other episodes as well. So here's the old catch can. I just have the one so far that I ordered. I think I gotta get a smaller one for the other side. So this is the SickSpeed oil catch can. It's a pretty clean looking catch can. I mean, it's not all about looks, it's all about functionality as well, of course, right? So, but I wanted the gold just because I got little in my wheels. Through ESR I got also like gold lugs, and the hardware as well is all gold, so I kind of wanted to go with the whole black and gold color scheme. So I'll go over kind of where to install this and how to, like, you mount it wherever you want. I mounted it just off the side here, just because there was already a hole or a bracket I could go off of. I just had to actually use like a 1/4-inch drill to just make another opening, because it was pretty close. Like with the size of this thing, it's almost 600 mils, but it was touching pretty much the coolant hose, so I just wanted to bring it back a bit, and that's basically as much clearance as I could get. The other thing with the 6-speed ones is that on this end they both come with a 3/8 pipe end. But you actually need a 1/2 inch for this side. That's actually coming off the PCV. So these are the two lines that we're actually going to be going off of right here. I'll pull back so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. So we're actually going off of this line right here and this line. So it's just really short, and then we're just going to basically feed this into your catch can, and then another hose coming off here. So you're going to need some 1/4-inch fuel line hose, which I have here. I got lots, so for any purpose. I have used this with other vehicles as well too, but I did also buy some 1/2-inch fuel line hose as well. So that's 1/2-inch ID fuel line hose. So you want to make sure it's fuel line hose. Sometimes if you get other different types of hoses that look similar, what's going through there with all the oil and blow by and stuff, it can actually degrade the hose, and it'll cause issues in the future for you. So if you're wondering, as well too, the whole purpose of getting an oil catch can is that when your engine is under operation, it builds up a lot of pressure in the crankcase. So with that crankcase pressure, that eventually is just going to go through your PCV, and it's going to get that pressure out going back into your intake manifold. But with that in mind, is that as it relieves some of that pressure from your crankcase, it's also bringing by some of the blow-by gases. So you're going to get a mixture of oil in there, some gas, air, some other contaminants, and over time that'll actually create carbon buildup on your valves and inside your engine. So that'll actually hurt your performance, I guess you could say, down the road or long term. So you want to try to prevent a little bit of that as well too. So the thing with this catch can is that inside, I made another video before, maybe I'll upload it or link it somehow, but I pulled this apart just so in that other video I'll show you, just so you see what was all involved in here. So basically, as you get the gases that pass through, there is a metal piece, the baffled part, I guess, is people look into oil catch cans. You want to get a baffled oil catch can. It'll come through and it'll hit this metal plate, and those gases basically will start to condense into your oil catch can, and that's where you're getting all that fluid to separate. And then of course there's a drain at the bottom. So the nice thing about going with a bigger one that I liked is that every oil change I won't have to drain it. So I can basically wait a couple oil changes. But in my case, I only put about 4,000 kilometers a year on the car. I don't drive very much. It's just my summer car, of course. But as I was showing you with those other lines over here, The other lines, if you plan on doing, which I'm also planning on doing, if you're planning on doing the intake side, because you're going to also have the same issue, except you're going to get some blow-by or some contaminants that can actually get to your turbo, and you'll get, if some people have pulled apart their intakes or whatever, or seen their turbo, sometimes you'll get a bit of that residue, that black residue around there. That's also some of the blow-by getting on your turbo. So if you have a turbo vehicle, I definitely recommend doing both sides if you can. A lot of guys will do the PCV or the intake manifold side, but I would definitely do both. There's a good mounting position right here. I would probably do one here, but with the size of the 6-speed one, it's too deep, so I'm not going to get one that size. I'll probably end up going with Mishimoto. That's just personal preference. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but I just like the size and I think it'll fit there nicely. And of course, with this line coming off of here, which is where we'd go from, you'd be coming out off of this line, and then it would actually just come, if you follow that line to your intake, that's the other line that you'd be going off of as well too. So but yeah, that's basically all it is. This one, if you're doing it, is a 1/2-inch line that you're going to need on both sides. So just make sure that your pipe ends for both of them are going to be 1/2-inch. Once again, 6-speed comes with 2 3/8, so you'll have to get an adapter. This one, I actually, if you're going to a hardware store, they use a fine thread. So if you're getting a 3/8 end with a 1/2-inch barbed fitting on the end, it won't always screw in. I bought two from two different hardware stores, and it was a different thread, so it didn't actually thread in. So I ended up returning those, and then ended up just going to Mishimoto and getting, of course, that's why it has the elbow. They didn't have a straight-on fitting, so I ended up doing that instead. So here's what I'll do. I am going to take these lines right here, and I'm just going to pull these off. I'm just going to get pliers, take those lines off, and then I'm going to cut the hose for the proper length to go to my 2 ends, and then I'll show you what that looks like. By all means, this is not necessarily a do-it-yourself video. I just want to go over kind of what I've been doing with the car and stuff like that as well, and talk about what we're going to be doing next for this little beast. But yeah, we'll go from there. So see you in a little bit. So just to give you an idea, here's the first line. So here's that 1/2-inch line that I was talking about. They do, 6-speed does provide you with the clamps as well too. So I put that one on here, and then I used the factory one that came off the other 1/2-inch hose. So that one, of course, you just use pliers to take that off. So that's what that first line looks like. So if you can see here, you just follow it all the way to the catch can, and then now all we have to do is this one, which I took the hose off already, just kind of by this valve cover here, and then that's just gonna line up to the other one, and that's all there is to it. It's really easy install, so easier than doing like a short ram or cold air intake for sure. So see in a little bit, I'll show you how that one looks. Alright, so it's all completed now. I connected that second hose, which is the 3/8 line. This goes off right again by valve cover right to my oil catch can, and then this other line, of course, is right towards the PCV. So that's it. That's how it looks. Eventually these intercooler pipes are going to be changed out, so I won't have this big piece, because ideally I'd want to run this one underneath just to make it look a bit cleaner. But with this one no longer being here, eventually once I change this out, get rid of this sound pipe, which is useless really, then of course that'll just clean it up and keep it looking, well, underneath and look more factory, except obviously this doesn't look very factory like, being like a shiny gold, but it looks good. I'm happy with it so far. Yeah, not much else to say about that. So it does have this little sight glass on the side too, so that should be handy. I'm sure over time it's going to get pretty gunked up anyways, and then it'll be hard to read, but as long as you just practice like changing it at regular intervals, then you shouldn't have to worry about it. So another thing, now that you kind of know how easy it is to do an old catch can, the biggest thing was just getting the mount done. I'd probably say it was that and getting the fittings, just because I had to source it out, and the ones I got didn't work. So out of all of it, that was most of my hassle. But once I got it, it was like a 10-minute thing to do, really. Once you get your lines, line everything out. I did put thread tape around the fittings that went into the old catch can, just to help prevent any possible leaks. I know they already come with like little rubber grommets or gaskets on the outside, but I just want to be extra safe, so I just added some thread tape to that as well too. So But yeah, stay tuned. I got some big stuff coming in as well. Got some more parts in like usual for Veronica. Actually, well, I'll just give you a preview right now then, I guess, while we're here. So I ended up ordering this from Rob at UniqPerformance. You guys will probably notice I dropped his name quite a bit, but I ended up picking up an NRG wheel, and as you can tell now with the gold theme, it's gold with leather. I'm super pumped. It has the horn in the middle. Some of them, the wheels that you get, don't include a horn. It's just usually just a wheel. It's kind of just an extra option. And then I originally was going to get like a gold quick release as well, but I just couldn't get it in, or it was going to take too long on back order, so I ended up getting a carbon fiber quick release. You can kind of see it in there as well too, so that should go pretty nice, especially with all the carbon fiber stuff I plan on getting in the future. Big plans. I gotta get a carbon fiber hood. As you know from previous videos, I got that carbon fiber spoiler on the back as well too, but I definitely want to put some more carbon fiber on the interior as well too. And yeah, but so far everything's going great. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in and checking out the video. Once again, I definitely appreciate all your support, especially the growth on Instagram over the last year. I mean, we started in 2019 and it's just been huge. A lot of great feedback from you guys. I love you guys sending in comments and you know, videos and photos of your progress on your builds as well too, and keeping me in the loop and giving me some of the sneak peeks. I've been able to see a lot of cool builds, meet a lot of really cool people, and it's been great. So once again, hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.